The First Epistle of Peter, Introduction. Internal evidence supports Peter as the author, for it was written by one who was a witness of the suffering of Christ. 5:1. Early sources in church history that attribute this letter to Peter includes Irenaeus, 185 AD, Clement of Alexandria, 200 AD, Tertullian, 200 AD, and Eusebius, 300 AD. Peter was assisted by Silvanus, also known as Silas, 512, a well-known prophet and missionary in the early church, who also joined with Paul in writing some of the epistles. It is generally accepted that Peter died during the reign of Nero. Since Nero committed suicide in 68 AD, the epistle must be dated before then. A common view is the epistle was written on the eve of the Neronian persecution, perhaps alluded to in 4:12-19, placing its composition around 63 or 64 AD. Peter indicates he wrote from Babylon, 5:13. It is questionable whether he refers to literal Babylon or is using the name as a code word for Rome, or perhaps even Jerusalem. Barnes, Lightfoot, and J.F.B. Jameson, Fawcett, and Brown argue that literal Babylon is meant. Others, such as Keistemaker, point out that Mark, in 513, had been in Rome with Paul during his first and second imprisonment, and that Peter is linked to Rome by such writers as Papias, 125 AD, and Irenaeus, 185 AD. While possibly Rome, or even Jerusalem, I am content to say the epistle was written from Babylon, letting others debate whether it was literal Babylon or not. The epistle is filled with practical admonitions concerning their conduct, especially as sojourners in a hostile land. They are told how to behave in the midst of those who speak evil of them, who abuse them, who do not believe their message simply because they are Christians. An appropriate theme for this epistle might therefore be conduct becoming the people of God. This ends the introduction of the first epistle of Peter.